Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television, GPTV. I'm Brett. We got a new unboxing of the Batman Animated Series Clayface action figure. Now, if you're a fan, like me, of Batman the Animated Series, one of the figures and one of the characters that really stood out was Clayface. One, he was voiced by Ron Perlman. Yes, Hellboy was Clayface as well. But the big thing about it is this version of him, Matthew Hagen, was really, really tragic. I mean, there was something that was kind of amazing about the character and the depth of him, and that's something about Batman Animated Series as a whole, as it did a fantastic, amazing job of giving these characters depth and more than just being villains who go and beat up Batman or want to rob stuff. In this case, Matthew Hagen was an actor. He tried this formula from a corrupt businessman named Roland Daggett. The formula, that the product was called Renew You, and then it wound up corrupting Clayface. He could change the way his face looked like and eventually kind of turned into this big giant glob that you see before me. So that was reason why when DC Collectibles, I approached them about being able to review a couple of the products that are coming out. This was one of the figures that I absolutely wanted to get because I love the character so much. I think he was one of my favorites of Batman the Animated Series, and there was something just really kind of special about it. And if you are like me, you'll know that Batman Animated Series is definitely one of the best animated series ever, and I would actually argue one of the best television series ever. It showed a depth and maturity far beyond everything else that came out at the time. So let's crack this massive figure open and show off what you get inside. And we got a couple other Batman figures to show off the scale of it all. This is a huge box. I'm going to just straight up say that. It is absolutely massive. Now, I think I had a Clayface figure growing up. I remember I definitely had Man-Bat, which was a really, really cool one. But I vaguely remember Clayface. I don't remember it being this cool, though. So, yay for the upgrades. Now, as I untwist this to be able to get him out, the first thing I notice is the amount of stuff that it comes with is impressive and massive and really, really cool. So you don't just get the action figure, but you get all these accessories and parts that go with him. But before we get to those, let's look at Clayface himself. He was being undone by packaging that's holding him in. I don't remember toys being this difficult to get out when I was a kid, but whatever. The figure's huge. I mean, this is one that has heft to it. There's a lot of weight. As far as the movement of the figure, it's there. Like, this is a huge figure, and he's still really posable. You can see the legs can move out. The feet twist. It doesn't have a knee joint like some of the other figures, but that's not too shocking. Arm twists around. We can get the arms to move. And the head moves a bit as well. So it's got articulation, which is really solid. There is also the waist, it pivots. And he can kind of move back and forth. Huge. It's a huge figure. So there is tons of things you can do, and it looks like one of the first things we're going to do is pop off his head and give him an angry look. So one of the things I like about the DC Collectible figures, it's really cool in the amount of things they allow you to do with the figures. They, of course, give you all sorts of different items to swap in and out, especially with their hands, arms, whatever. And this figure is no exception. It might be huge, but they didn't skimp out at all. So we've got a different arm with the hook arm. You can see, and you're also seeing how easy it is to do all this. So this isn't like some really difficult thing. One of my favorite Clayface weapons. But I think what's actually it's neat is that they've got the sculpt. So it looks like you can put put the arms on either either way, I mean, other than his hands, but there's nothing that stops you from putting things on different arms. So he's got the spike ball and chain as a weapon. Or this one, which I remember, is he's got the axe that he can go and try to chop Batman and Robin. So really cool. We get a nice little angry Clayface. And the figure is massive. Like, I can't stress this enough as to how big he is. Like all the figures for Batman the Animated Series, and I'm going to keep on saying this over and over again just because I think it's such a great idea and it's so cool, is they give you a stand that you can put your figures on. The stand has a little different shots as to look at the figure, so you can get a different art with the turnaround. There we go. So I think that's just a really, really neat idea. And what's great is like all the other figures, even though this guy is absolutely massive, you can still prop him up on his base. So I'm not holding it. The ground that he's underneath him isn't the most solid, and the figure's standing with no problems whatsoever. And we can give him a different size. The big thing is how big is he compared to Robin and Batman. So this is standing next to Robin. And then we'll get Batman in here. Get Ventriloquist out of the way. So we've got Batman, so you can see. And between the two of them, Clayface towers over him. I mean, it is not a massive, like 2 or 3 times the size, but there's definitely a difference in size between Batman and Clayface. You really feel like Batman's going up against someone, putting Batman in front of him. Clayface towers over him. So this is a really, really impressive figure. I expected something cool when I saw him. I did not expect this. I think this is an absolutely amazing figure. I'm blown away by it. This is such a cool fig. It's exactly what I would want in a Clayface figure. So I'm so happy that DC Collectibles delivered the coloring. There's not much to it because it's Clayface, but the coloring and what they chose is great. There's a little subtle, I would say, shading on it. That's mostly done because of the sculpting. That makes some of the color come out a little bit different. That looks great. Of course, the face screaming looks fantastic. I mean, this is just an animated Clayface that looks like the animated version. So very, very happy. Cool figure. If you'd like your own, there is a link underneath this video. It is an affiliate link, so you help support our site by clicking on that. So that would be much appreciated. If you're a fan of Batman Animated Series, I think it's a must. Like, these figures are fantastic. I'm really excited. It's one of the few toy lines that I want to collect everything. So I said with this release, there's tons of other figures. Harvey Bullock is one of them. Talia al Ghul is one of them. Of course, you got Joker, Batman, Robin, just pretty much all the key characters you could ever want is being released for this series, and it looks amazing. You've got the Batman Animated Series, the new Batman Adventures, with slightly different styles of art, but the figures are just as solid for all of it. I highly recommend it. I think it looks absolutely amazing. I'm just beyond impressed. So, as I said, there's a link underneath. You can go and get your own. It should be out soon, if not already out by the time you watch this video. You can catch us every single day at graphicpolicy.com. Of course, we're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all at Graphic Policy. If you are a comic geek, you should check us out. We've got tons of comic news, reviews, interviews, and more every single day. So, thank you for watching. Until next time, be the Batman and keep it geeky.